Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Sunday. We start with a massive story. At the end of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Power Struggle 2017 show, Chris Jericho appeared on the big screen and challenged Kenny Omega to a match at the upcoming Wrestle Kingdom 12 event. Jesus Christ. We do have a bit of an update on that. According to a report on ProWrestling.com, Chris Jericho had been in talks with New Japan about doing a match at Wrestle Kingdom 12 since at least August, if not earlier. The belief is that Jericho wants to partner up with the wrestling promotion for his Rock and Wrestling Rage at Sea cruise next October. According to Jericho himself, he first talked with WWE about hosting an NXT tournament on the cruise, but when he was turned down, he contacted Ring of Honor. He's apparently financially responsible for the cruise, so he's doing whatever he can to make sure the venture is possible, and that includes having working relationship with Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling. There is no words at this time if Chris Jericho has got Vince McMahon's approval or not to do the New Japan Pro Wrestling match with Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Sorry, that's too much information to take in, but Jesus Christ, Chris Jericho's going to go on bloody New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's amazing. To be fair, he is on a month-to-month basis for a contract, so he could do it if he wanted to, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. The Rosemary versus Taya Valerie Red Wedding match for Bound for Glory will not be taking place. Impact announced on social media that Valerie is unable to make the show and the TV tapings next week. She is Canadian. Her absence is due to personal reasons. We do have a bit of an update on that though. It's not her travelling to Canada that's the problem, it's her travelling back to the United States. She's currently in the process of getting permanent residence in the United States, but the process hasn't been completed yet. Instead, taking the risk of Valerie having issues, the company decided to pull her match with Rosemary, and there's no heat on Valerie for this, which is good, thank God, but that's sad to know that's not going to happen. And now, rapper Sean Diddy, P. Diddy, recently announced on Twitter that he's planned to change his name to Love, aka Brother Love. Of course, we all know Brother Love was the name of Bruce Pitchcard's character in WWE during the 80s and early 90s. He said that, and then Bruce Pitchcard said, "Yo, find a new gimmick. I invented the perfect Brother Love. I'm the original and you are not. Remember, North Carolina." North Carolina. Yeah, he just sounds like he's going to be a dick. You can't just steal somebody's name. It doesn't work like that, Pete. Did he piss off? Then Ric Flair recently did an interview with the Charlotte Observer, and here's some highlights. Not drinking in the story with his doctor. I could never drink again. I mean, never. I made a joke about it to my doctor recently. Said, "So what have you been up to, eh?" Just been laying low, healing up. Had a couple of beers the other night. He looked at me and said, "What? You mean?" I could tell he was pissed. I said, "No, I'm just kidding." He said, "Rick, let me tell you something. I can't get you through something like this again." Okay, good. We know he's joking. Rick's got to be serious about this. And if he missed drinking today, no, not at all. 10 days of not knowing where you are and being on life support, even a guy as irresponsible as I've been and can never subject himself again. So yeah, Diet Coke, man, Starbucks coffee, Veti Bold, and a lot of Gatorade. Actually, when I first got into the hospital, I couldn't twist the top off a bottle of Gatorade. That tells you how weak I was. Damn, Rick. And while in hospital, he asked his fiancée if he was going to make it. I used to say to Wendy every day, "You think I'm going to make it?" And Wendy, the total picture of positivity, "Rick, of course you are. You're going to live to be 80. You're going to outlive me." Well, I used to think too until August 14th. So yeah, I thought I was invincible. Well, at least you've learned from it, Rick. We are so glad to still have you with us. And then we go to Magnus, former TNA star Magnus, Nick Aldis, recently answered some questions from his fans on Twitter. First of all, he said, "Been up to since 4A tried to NAPCon, haven't done this in a while, but any cues fire away. How do you feel about Impact Wrestling now? I don't feel anything about it anymore. It's not the same place I worked for, just sad." And then, "What's your favourite thing about Mickie James?" He said, "I only have 140 characters and the answer is inappropriate for a young audience." For a younger audience, nice. Oh, that makes me laugh. Oh, New Japan Pro Wrestling announced the company will be returning to the United States in 2018. The show will be taking place March 25th with a 5,000-seater Walter Pyramid in Long Beach, California. And a little bit of notes regarding Bound for Glory. While tonight's Bound for Glory is sold out, there are still tickets available for the tapings. Tonight's show will be at the start of the event. Tonight's show will be the start of events being booked by John Gerbrick, Scott Demore, Sondre Judd, Jeremy Borash, and Abyss, which is awesome. The belief is that the recent Department TNA referees were given offers that were significantly reduced from what they will usually be making with the company. Therefore, there is reportedly concerns over several wrestlers being asked to take pay cuts over the course of this week's tapings. Why? What the hell is wrong with you, Impact? Every time I hear stories like this, it just annoys me. They're cutting costs by reducing the crew in Canada. For instance, the belief is that Bob Ryder is working from Nashville instead of being in Canada for the events. That's ridiculous. Jesus Christ, sort your shit out. And then we go to the last story. Indie wrestler star Hanaya, the Huntress, is expected to be making a debut with Impact at this week's television tapings. Absolutely amazing. At least they gave new talent. So where are your wages to go in Impact? So we can hire new staff, but we can't pay our old staff. Good job, Impact. Solid business strategy. You're going to do great. Anyway, that was the news. I'm just blown away by the Chris Jericho news. Thank God. This must have been what the Twitter feud was about. Gotta be. Now that has been the wrestling news. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give this video a like. Please support me on Patreon. Link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.